Few periods in human history are as chilling as the era of witch hunts. Across Europe and colonial America, a terrifying spectre gripped communities for centuries. It was a time when suspicion ran rampant, fueled by fear and ignorance. Innocent individuals, mostly women, were branded as witches. They were accused of consorting with the devil and blamed for misfortunes ranging from illness to crop failures. The witch hunts were not isolated events. They were systematic persecutions driven by a complex interplay of social, religious, and economic factors. Understanding these factors is essential to comprehending the darkness that descended upon these societies and the indelible mark left on history. The witch hunts serve as a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked fear, intolerance, and the abuse of power. By examining this dark chapter, we can learn from the mistakes of the past and strive to prevent such horrors from ever resurfacing. To understand the witch hunts, we must first delve into the fertile ground from which they sprung. Long before the widespread persecutions, seeds of suspicion were sown in the soil of superstition and societal anxieties. Ancient beliefs in magic and the supernatural cast a long shadow. People sought explanations for the unexplained, attributing misfortune to curses or the influence of malevolent forces. Marginalized individuals, often women, became easy scapegoats. Those on the fringes of society, such as healers, midwives, and the impoverished, were viewed with distrust. Their knowledge of herbal remedies and traditional practices was often misinterpreted as witchcraft. In times of crisis, these vulnerable groups bore the brunt of societal anxieties. The flames of witch hunts were fanned by a potent mix of religious fervor, superstition, and social upheaval. The rise of Christianity, with its emphasis on the battle between good and evil, created a climate of intolerance. Dissenters, and those perceived as different, were easily labeled as heretics or servants of the devil. The late medieval period witnessed a surge in apocalyptic anxieties. Plagues, famines, and wars ravaged Europe, fueling a sense of despair and a desperate search for explanations. People sought scapegoats for their suffering, and accusations of witchcraft provided a convenient outlet for their fears. Social tensions further exacerbated the situation. Economic disparities, political instability, and religious conflicts created an atmosphere of fear and mistrust. In this environment, accusations of witchcraft became a tool to settle scores, eliminate rivals, or consolidate power. Section 4. A manual for persecution. One of the most insidious factors contributing to the witch hunts was the publication of the in 1486. This infamous text, written by Heinrich Kramer and Jakob Sprenger, served as a witch hunting manual. It combined theological treatises with superstitious beliefs, solidifying the image of the witch as a dangerous heretic in league with Satan. The outlined methods for identifying, interrogating, and prosecuting suspected witches. It endorsed torture as a means of extracting confessions and advocated for the death penalty. The book's influence was far-reaching, shaping legal proceedings and fueling the fires of persecution for centuries. The legal system, often corrupt and lacking due process, played a role in perpetuating the witch hunts. Suspects were often denied legal representation and subjected to brutal interrogations. Hearsay and spectral evidence, based on dreams or visions, were admissible in court, making it nearly impossible for the accused to mount a defense. Section 5. The witch hunt's grip, from early persecutions to the burning times. The witch hunts did not erupt overnight. They gained momentum gradually, spreading across Europe in waves. Early persecutions were often localized and sporadic, targeting individuals who were already marginalized or perceived as different. However, as fear and hysteria grew, the scope of the hunts expanded. The 16th and 17th centuries witnessed the peak of the witch hunting craze. This period, known as the Burning Times, saw tens of thousands of people, mostly women, executed for witchcraft. The trials were often public spectacles intended to instill fear and reinforce the authority of both church and state.